Candace Owens has been smacked. Brian Harpole from TPUSA has dropped the hammer. Here's a great post from LH Gray breaking it down. Federal defamation civil conspiracy suit against Candace Owens, her LLCs, Georgetown Incorporated, and the Fort Huachaca Fabulous Mitchell Snow, and it's long, viciously overdue. The man who spent years putting his body between Charlie Kirk and every credible threat now gets to drag Owens into open court for what she is, a predatory opportunist who weaponized a national tragedy to manufacture a conspiracy so grotesque it makes her Macron birth certificate fever dream look like amateur hour. I love this copywriting. This person, LH Gray, really knows how to tell a story, and just reading it, it's mellifluous coming out of my mouth. It's melodic. It's beautiful. We don't use our words well enough anymore. This is wonderful. Let's speak with cold legal precision, because this isn't free speech. It's defamation per se, with actual malice screaming from every pixel under Tennessee and federal standards. Harpole doesn't even have to prove special damages. The false accusation he orchestrated Charlie Kirk's assassination is libelous on its face. Owens took a witness of convenience, fed him a narrative, amplified across her podcast, X feed, and every grift adjacent platform, then doubled down while Kirk's blood was still warm on the pavement at Utah Valley University. That's not journalism. It's reckless fabrication, calculated to destroy a man's reputation, livelihood, and safety. So she goes on to break down Candace, which I've done enough, so we don't need to spend our time on that. But let's look at this lawsuit. Harpole's lawsuit against Candy Owens is serious. It is proof she knowingly lied and proof of reputational damages. Whew! I'm so excited about this. I'm so excited about this. Owens had access to Harpole's flight records and knew it was impossible for Harpole to have been at Fort Huachaca on September 9th, 2025. On December 22nd, Owens confirmed on X she'd viewed Harpole's flight records, and she incorrectly stated they don't provide an alibi for him at 7:30. Since she began targeting Harpole, he has lost major clients, and his reputation in the security industry has plummeted. Finally, the eggs are hatching. You know, the chickens are coming home to roost for Candace. This is going to be glorious. I hope they take her for everything she's worth. She is the shrieking banshee of the false MAGA, America First fraud, FAGA, whatever you want to call it. I cannot stand this woman. She has only gotten worse, and she's come back bitter, more disgusting, as she mocked Erica Kirk's running from the gunshots at the White House Correspondents' Dinner. And I mean, there is just no class in this woman. She is fully gone, full retard, but bitter, angry, vicious retard. It's horrific what she's done, and I cannot wait for it to come home to roost. And for those of you who still get after me every time I go after Candace as if she's provided anything of evidence, just because you guys don't trust the Charlie Kirk investigation, that's fine. Just because I have no problem with that. Just because you think there's more to the story, I agree with you. But if you think Candace has provided any receipts and she's done anything more than just make life miserable for a widow and kids and torn down a man's life work that she calls one of her best friends, even though we have way more evidence that Charlie couldn't stand her anymore than we do of her being a friend to him. If you still trust her just because of those things, which are legitimate, I don't know what to tell you. You're being grifted in real time. She's playing with your emotions, and she's manipulating your legitimate concerns. She is a witch. I'm sorry. She's a manipulative witch, and everything about her is fraudulent. And this is going to be beautiful to see it go down. It says this is in the actual lawsuit. Owens had access to Harpole's flight records. On the December 22nd, she confirmed on X she'd viewed the flight records and she incorrectly stated it, but she still kept going. She never issued a retraction. Like, this woman is stupid. She's just stupid. So she's dragged her fake whistleblower. Mitch Snow is also going in with them, sued for defamation. So we'll see where this goes. But if anything else, guys, we're getting disclosure, and that is going to be beautiful. Let it all come out. And, you can't keep doing this stuff. You just can't. Like, it's okay. We have responsibilities, those of us with audiences, right? And Candace's audience is, a gajillion times bigger than mine. All right, that's fine. And if she'd presented a shred of actual evidence on anything instead of Egyptian planes landing at her lawyer's office in Jersey, if she presented anything that, okay, that's where you dare somebody to sue you. That's, you have the receipts. But she just kept going and going, telling different stories over and over, not responsible at all. The woman was addicted to her fame, her fortune, and honestly, probably an asset. And again, just let's be honest, because she married a man who is, by all accounts, gay. After 17 days of knowing him, he's heir to a $300 million fortune. His father is House of Lords and connected to MI6. That sometimes is all you need to know, at least for me. So I cannot wait to see how this plays out. It's massive news. And I hope God's justice will be that Candace Owens' empire falls before TPUSA does. Let's hope it gets there. But of course, Candace, remember last night playing the stuff about the woman calling out stuff like, we're moments away from a constitutional amendment that strips free speech away. It's because they're doing. And Candace, I agree with this assessment. Trump is signaling he wants France to be able to bankrupt podcasters. This woman, how on earth? Like, where do you get anything like that? This is the latest example of her craziness. He hopes Brigitte wants a ton of money. Melania wants Jimmy Kimmel fired for a lame joke. Not a lame joke, especially not after he was almost shot the next day. Erica is responding to Drewski like he did anything other than mirror speech they're coming for. They blame independent media for the mass awakening. Can you believe this right here? Trump blames independent media for the mass awakening. Does that make any sense at all? As Trump is the one who has suffered far more than anybody else in all this. I mean, this close to being killed multiple times, almost had his full fortunes taken away from him, almost imprisoned wrongfully on charges they changed the statute of limitations in New York just to be able to even charge him. The jury didn't even have to pick. They didn't even have to galvanize around a single charge. They just said, if you think any of them are real, say he's guilty. I mean, this is the craziest thing. And no, it's independent media is the reason for the mass awakening. And so Trump is trying to end free speech. This woman is an insane person. Kept the Epstein story and Charlie Kirk murder alive when the deep state wanted both buried. Really? Okay. Except it was Trump that caught Epstein. It was Trump and his people that were talking about the Epstein files leading up to his reelection. And the Charlie Kirk murder, he hadn't been in the ground more than 2 weeks when you started this. There was no time to bury it. There was no time to let it go, be pushed under. So, I mean, this woman she's insane. She's insane.